the king of rock and roll. So this is our newest outing by Baz Luhrmann. So as you can see, like even by the poster, you can see it looks like it's directed by Baz Luhrmann. Like everything's over stylish and everything's coming in. So obviously he's really well established. I do like his style. So obviously Baz is fantastic with building up the color, using those massive shots. Like he does really well with direction, and like I've always liked his films. I really like Gatsby. Gatsby was one of my favorites. Like I really like the Gatsby story, and I think he did justice to it. Like everything's really stylish. Like if you've seen like Moulin Rouge and you can see the colors and everything's coming in, like it's so overly stylish, and I feel like that's what Elvis sort of needed to be able to bring this like biopic to life really. But it does have its problems, but obviously Tom Hanks, I'm really confused about how I feel about his character. Like at moments, he was really into that dark sort of grittiness, but he did give me kind of like Colonel Sanders kind of vibes. Like I'm not sure what direction it was. I didn't like how the film was actually told through his kind of eyes, like he was the con man, but it was like him and Elvis like developed Elvis together, and they were the downfall together. So I do kind of understand why it's told through his perspective, but I don't like it at the same time. Like I'd rather just to see Elvis' perspective on how it sort of goes through. Butler, like what a performance. Like I didn't really know much about Austin Butler before, but obviously he's going to be a big name now. Like his performance is awesome. People are already talking about that he's going to probably be in the running for an Oscar, but obviously we're halfway through the year, and there's going to be a number of other big movies coming out, but he's definitely going to be one of the contenders for an Oscar. Like his performance is awesome. Honestly, just watching Top Gun earlier this year, like the Top Gun Maverick, I did kind of get a little bit of Val Kilmer vibes coming from him, like just the hairstyle, and when he was singing Loneliness, I did sort of get like some Top Gun images coming into my mind. But he does embody Elvis. Like his performance is awesome. He up with Elvis, so like I know that he was a massive star. Like I know his music, but I wasn't alive in that time period where he was coming through and his music was coming. But like I sort of imagine it would have been like in terms of he was so different and revolutionary in terms of the music that came out. Coming from today's perspective, like seeing the shaky legs and him performing on stage, like I feel like it doesn't have the same impact as it would when it was first sort of being seen. Like I know the first sort of time you see him playing, and it starts off really slow, and then when he actually kicks it in, like the crowd goes wild, and you can see all the women up and about Elvis. But surely he had male fans as well. But like I didn't actually see that throughout. Like there wasn't really a heap of male fans. It was just kind of obviously the women really loving Elvis, and like understandably, considering Elvis being Elvis, like the king of rock and roll, and really revolutionizing the music that was coming out in that time period. Like, it's a really long film as well. Like it goes for two and a bit hours. It was the last probably 30 minutes where I was like, right, let's kind of wrap that up a bit. But Baz, like you can feel his influence coming in. Like he's definitely got his style in there. Like everything's shot well, everything's good. It did drag it towards the end, but other than that, like it's a good film. I didn't like the interjection of like modern rap music in there. Like that sort of took me away from it. I'd rather some music of that time period to be able to really have that full engagement, so that you're able to really not be disengaged at all. The titles that are popping in, they do feel like they are from comics in that era, where I did like that, and I did enjoy the film. I probably won't watch it again, but it definitely does, I feel like it did justice to Elvis. Besides like obviously conflicting views on Tom Hanks' performance and maybe like the dragging of the ending, and that like it's a great film. If I'm gonna actually try and introduce my rating system, I'd give it probably an 8.5 out of 10. So it's really good. I hope Austin Butler does really well with the Oscars, and yeah, let me know what you thought about it. What's your favourite sort of biopic, and who would you want to see the biopic of next, really? And yeah, you know what to do. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends.